Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Friday night live stream for Student Loan Justice. It is October 30th, Friday night. Looks like a full moon out there, by the way. I'm not sure. It's maybe almost full, so maybe we'll have a full moon for Halloween tomorrow. Who knows? So, welcome. If you're new to the group, you're very welcome here. Glad that you found us. What took you so long? We are the oldest, largest, and really only group in the country actually fighting for student loan justice. Now, for the first 15 years of our existence, that meant very moderately the return of bankruptcy protections to student loans. The founding fathers, who they themselves were being savaged under debt to British banks and merchants, they called for uniform bankruptcy laws ahead of the power to declare war and raise an army. Well, those were stripped uniquely from student loans. It doesn't end there. Not only are bankruptcy protections gone, so too are statutes of limitations, truth in lending laws, state usury laws, fair debt collection laws. In fact, it's kind of a difficult task to name a consumer protection that actually still exists for student loans, certainly federal student loans. So we are unfortunately the guinea pigs on this, folks. And we are seeing the results firsthand. A massively predatory, hyperinflationary, nation wrecking, and at this point, catastrophically failed lending system. So, welcome. We're glad you found us, as I said. If you have any questions or comments, just throw them out now. I'm very happy to respond to them live. If you're watching on YouTube, sorry, in the future, if you want to catch these live streams actually live, come to our group, which is at facebook.com/groups/SLJ group. So, folks, we are in a very good position right now here today. Far better than we were a year ago. And I want to thank everybody on this group who helped. Because, but for this group, student loans wouldn't be nearly as big of an issue in this presidential race as it is. It is only by the efforts of this group that Elizabeth Warren included bankruptcy protections into her presidential agenda in the first place. It is only because of this group that Elizabeth Warren went even further, and Bernie Sanders, and pledged to return bankruptcy protections to student loans by executive order. And so you all should be very glad about that. Now, Joe Biden, make no mistake, he has said that he was adopting Elizabeth Warren's bankruptcy plan. Now, unfortunately, that's just not believable. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, we're a nonpartisan group, folks. Don't shoot the messenger. But I am here to tell you that Joe Biden's student loan plan is not very believable. And probably the least believable part of his plan is the bit about bankruptcy. If you look very carefully at his policy papers on the official Biden website, and you read carefully, you will see that they're only talking about returning bankruptcy protections to private student loans, which unfortunately comprise only about 8%. So that was all us. Nevertheless, that was all us that made that happen, folks. And by the way, this is the most important thing that we've gotten accomplished over the past year. Starting last August, so over a year ago now, we were the very first group to start calling for the cancellation of student loans by executive order. Now, that's very important. It actually really started with an interview we did with Vice News in, I want to say, August 2019, where we pointed out that the president could indeed cancel all federally owned student loans by executive order. So he could do this without needing to raise one dime of tax money. In fact, without getting any approval from Congress. He could completely go around Congress. He could do it tonight, right now. President Trump could do it right now if he wanted. Could cancel all federal student loans. Wipe them out. Wouldn't add one penny to the national debt. Wouldn't cost the taxpayers one dime of additional money. Because remember, the taxpayers already paid for these loans many years ago. And they didn't pay much, by the way. So I am thrilled to report that about, I want to say 5 weeks ago, leading senators, like over a dozen senators, including Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer, they introduced a Senate resolution calling on the president to cancel federal student loans by executive order. So they took our idea. I'm not going to say steal, well, let me just say they appropriated our concept. And good on us, folks. You should all be very proud of yourselves out there. For those of you who did the work out there in the trenches, spreading the word about our petition calling for exactly that on change.org. Change.org/cancel student loans, by the way. We currently have nearly 735,000 signatures. But folks, none of that stuff would have happened if this group right here, wouldn't have done it. And every other loan cancellation proposal that you see out there is not what we're calling for. Every other loan cancellation proposal out there requires Congress to pass a law, to raise money, to pay for loan cancellation. And I'm here to tell you, folks, every single one of those plans is bogus with a capital B. Sorry if you're a big Biden fan or Elizabeth Warren or Bernie fan, and as I said, don't shoot the messenger. And by the way, we endorse both Bernie and Elizabeth Warren. We could not quite come to Joe Biden did not quite cross the minimum threshold that we needed to endorse him. So that's really on him. But folks, I'm here to tell you, none of the loan cancellation we're hearing about from Congress, from presidential candidates, anyone has any chance of working. Because number one, Congress just is never going to pass a law that raises $1 trillion, $2 trillion to cancel student loans. It's just not going to happen. The most I've ever seen Congress pass to cancel student loans is like $650 million. And that was for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, by the way, which, as hopefully you all know, has a 99% failure rate. So in other words, 99% of the people trying for public service loan forgiveness have been disqualified for one reason or another. They didn't cross their T, they didn't dot their I's, they didn't fill out this form, blah, blah, blah. This is how any loan cancellation program that Congress might pass will be run. It would never work. It has never worked. And if you think that all of a sudden it will work and that you can trust any of the other loan cancellation proposals out there, you are wrong. You're just wrong. As I said, don't shoot the messenger. This is just a fact, folks. We've been doing this for 15 years now, and so we know a few things about it. And we have seen any number of loan cancellation programs come and go. And 100% of them have been massive failures where the overwhelming majority of people never got the loan forgiveness and, in fact, wound up being kicked to the curb and left owing far, far more than had they never tried in the first place. So this group is it, guys. We are it. And the call for loan cancellation by executive order is the only way that these loans are going to go away. And, folks, that has got to happen. You have no idea how strong we are. We are becoming an unstoppable force. And the macro statistics prove that very clearly. Think about this. Before the pandemic, 80% of all borrowers were never going to be able to repay their loans. They were either in default, forbearance, deferment, delinquent, otherwise unable to pay, and that's like 63 or 5%, or like another 15% were able to pay and were paying and paying and paying, but their balance was going up, not down, up. So, and also we know that the default rate for 2004 students who were only borrowing 1/3 of what today's students are borrowing, the default rate for those students is over 40%. So what do you think more recent students who are borrowing double or lately triple that amount, what they were borrowing in 2004, what do you think their default rate is going to be? It's going to be, 80%, 90%? I mean, who knows? But let's keep this in perspective, folks. The subprime home mortgage default rate was less than 20%. So we are way over that. We're probably like triple or quadruple that now. Uh, so, yeah, this is a catastrophically failed lending system. And more than that, it is too late to return bankruptcy protections. It just is. We could return bankruptcy protections to these loans tomorrow. And the only thing that that would accomplish is compelling, forcing 10, 15, 20, 25 million people into bankruptcy. Now, that's just stupid. Why would we do that as a country? That's the dumbest thing in the world, particularly when the president, whether it's this president or the next, the president can cancel these loans tomorrow without needing one dime of tax money, without adding one penny to the national debt, and without congressional approval. There is no better way to stimulate the economy. There's no cheaper way. There's no better targeted way. There's no more expedient way. It's got to happen. Now, we are, as I said, we are the thought leaders in the nation on this. And to our credit, again, thanks to you, everybody out there who helped us fight, we've been getting tremendous press coverage on this just over the past 2 months. We've been featured in where to begin? We were quoted in the Wall Street Journal. We were featured in Yahoo News and Newsweek, Fox Business, even Fox News. We made the little ticker thing on Fox News, and on and on and on. I've lost count of all the media that we've done. And as I said, we've gotten 735,000 signatures on the petition. So we are in a prime position right now, folks. No matter who wins this election, we are right on the cusp of becoming an unstoppable force. So again, I want to thank everybody out there who participated and helped. To those of you who didn't, well, shame on you. What were you doing? What the F were you doing while we were out doing the not even hard work? Maybe not really even time-consuming work, but doing the work necessary to spread the word about our petition and our group. What were you doing? Did you think this problem was going to just get solved on its own? No, it won't. It's only when you own this problem, don't sit there and do nothing and wait and watch and worry and expect that somebody else is going to pull your weight. You know, if 100% of the people on our group had been doing the necessary work, I bet you these loans would probably be gone already. President Trump would have already canceled them because it would have been just too overwhelming and too obvious. You know, we've got 800,000 people on our platform. That is about as large as the standing armies of the largest countries on earth. You know, you have no idea how powerful we are, but only when you sitting there help us fight. So, yeah, folks, having said that, I will just say again, we are in a tremendously excellent position right now to get these loans gone for good, finally. Probably not by the election. We're done, by the way. We're done pushing the candidates. Probably by the end of today, 70% of the people will have already cast their votes. And we're done with that. So I'm happy with whoever wins. We could endorse neither candidate, so whatever. But that's in the rearview mirror. No matter who wins this election, we are in a great position to get these loans gone totally once and for all. Hopefully by the end of the year. And hopefully we'll get bankruptcy protections returned to all student loans also by the end of the year. But our work is really cut out for us, folks. So now is not the time to stop trying and start eating popcorn and watching from the sidelines. No. In fact, the day after the election, we've got to pounce. We've got to hit this thing as hard as we possibly can. You know, the media has been clogged with election BS for the past 6 months. And there's going to be a very real opening for us on Wednesday, November 4th. So we need to be ready. And to that end, I'm asking everybody out there, send in a donation if you can. We don't need much to function as a group, but we cannot do it on nothing. And it would be very good to have at least a little bit of a war chest built up so that we can hit the ground running the day after the election. So please donate. Go to studentloanjustice.org/support. But more than anything, we all need to take it upon ourselves to let everybody we know, and many people we don't know, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or email or whatever, we need to spread the word about this group, and we need to grow the petition. There's 44 million people in the country who are freaking out about their student loans. That's 4 out of 5 of all student loan borrowers, 80%. We need to find them. We need to get them onto our group. And that is only going to happen when you help and you be that missing link that connects all of the student loan borrowers out there who don't know about us to us. So take this very seriously. You literally have no idea how important you are in this fight. So, yeah, folks, we have it going on. We've really got it going on. We're in a great position. We are becoming an unstoppable force. The weight of the truth is on our side. The weight of the Constitution is on our side. The weight of common sense is on our side. And 44 million distressed student loan borrowers out there in the country should be and will be on our side when you, right there, you, find them and get them to sign our petition and to join our group, this group. And by the way, folks, this is the only group, maybe I already said that, this is the only group actually fighting this fight. You know, even the senators that introduced that resolution 5 weeks ago, the resolution was lame, guys. It just was. They were like, cancel up to $50,000. Well, that could mean absolutely anything, and so whatever. But we will win this fight, folks. I guarantee you, we will win our freedom from this unconstitutional, viciously predatory, indefensible, catastrophically failed lending system. We will. But only when you help. So keep that in mind, folks. And with that, it's Friday night. I'm going to call that an early night. But good luck out there in the country over the weekend. Think about what you can be doing. Spend it all the time that you possibly can between now and Tuesday spreading the word about this group and about this petition. That's it, guys. That really should be your laser focus from here for the foreseeable future. But take some heart. And be encouraged by all that this little tiny group here got done, and be encouraged and ennobled by what this little tiny group right here is poised to accomplish when you help. Okay, folks, have a great weekend. Check back on a daily basis. We're doing stuff every day. Good luck, Godspeed, and God bless.